Tamers, Sarah back again today. Well, it's been a few days since release, and I managed to get my hands on 2 boxes of EX7 Digimon Liberator for the Digimon TCG. Well, before we manage to crack into them, well, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and well, let's get into it. Putting one aside and going over the box itself, with this pretty much being predominantly being themed around the main character's partner Digimon Terramon's evolution line, as this set ends up being coincides with the recent Digimon Liberator's comic series that's ongoing. Well, going into it now, given that this is an EX set, likely, as expected, we'll be seeing 3 alternate slots in here with a pretty decently small card pool. And putting into display mode now. Box toppers, first off, we have this token card, which ends up acting as a promo card to check out the webcomic. Oh, opening the box topper itself, with the legend pack being focusing on a reprint. And with this box being a reprint of the BT16 Pulsemon, showcasing a very neat art. And well, since I also have it aside, I'll also sleeve it up as well, as we now crack into the box. Bring the boxes out now. And for plane crash, I can reach it. And let's begin. Starting as always with the right. We open up with a new Piximon. And also going into that, we end up hanging with new cards from the set, being a new Lavorvomon for the newly updated Dragon Links deck. And, well, going into that, we end up hanging another new line in this part, being the new Itmon line from the Digimon Liberator's novel. With Itmon now going pretty much the way of Guillemon. Within this, we have Punkmon. From there, we have Orochimon. And then new Tankmon, which is actually associated to the 3 Musketeers. And also a Sorcerermon for the new Ice Snow deck. From there, a 3 Musketeers aligned Megadramon. A new EX7 Black Auto, which actually fits in, as this ends up being part of the new Lilithmon line. Then a new Kaporimon. And going into that, you also have the new Shumon line that we get from here. And from there, to coincide with the Shumon that we got, being Arisa Kinosaki as the secondary, well, as the female lead for the webcomic, with Arisa being a passive memory gain tamer, as you gain 1 memory at the start of your main phase if your opponent has a Digimon. And for all turns, when one of your tokens or puppet trait Digimon are deleted, you get the suspender down to then play a level 3 Digimon with puppet in its traits. And following that, we end up getting the main character Digimon himself, being Pteromon. With this Pteromon allowing you, when this Digimon would digivolve into an avian or bird trait, it reduces the evolution by 1, and grants the inheritable of when this Digimon deletes opposing Digimon in battle, you gain 1 memory. Which plays into the deck's main gimmick of Vortex, which initiates battle. Continuing from there, we also get a 3 Musketeers aligned Gigadramon, Wonder Stomp for Shumon, a new Eismon Scatter mode, Jagamon, Wind Slicer, Summon Frost for the new Hexablaumon, a new Tsukaimon, And then you get the new Galemon. Then Three Musketeers Toy Agumon. And then a new Three Musketeers aligned option card, being Chaos Triangle, with the trio in there. And we end up hitting, for the first rare of the deck of the pack, this pack being 7th Fascination, being the option card related to Lilithmon X. As usual with this option type, if you Digivolve into Lilith X, you bot deck this from trash and activate the main effect. With the main effect being, until the end of your opponent's turn, give all of their Digimon. In your turn, delete one of your Digimon. Well, it has the ability to use, well, has the security effect of deleting one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. And pure irony, just to go with the Terramon that we pulled, is the new Shumon from this set, who has the all turns. When this Digimon would Digivolve into a public trait, you also get to reduce the evolution cost. While the Inheritable grants, well, a minus 3000 DP onto all opposing security Digimon, allowing your swings to, well, be less likely to kill. Continuing on, the new Nature Spirit Triceramon, and then the new Hyarimon to go with the Bluecomon line, Monochromon for Nature Spirits, and then we ended up picking the new Jazadmon as well. And then the Snow Agumon for the Ice Snow deck, Starmon, Tortomon for Nature Spirits, Black Gato, Jizarichmon, a new one, Der Blitz, and we end up picking the new Jawsamon as our rare. Well, who ends up granting the Star main by trashing one card with the Rock Dragon or Earth Dragon trait. You get to draw one and gain one, and then grants a opponent's turn, grants the stack plus 2000 DP, and following that, we end up paying the new Gundramon for the newly updated Three Musketeers deck. This ends up being as our SR hit as well, being able to, well, Digital for 4 off of a black level 5, or through its alternate evolution trait, being 4 off of a level 5 with 3 Musketeers, is the blocker of the deck, and has the on-play 1 Digivolving, top deck 6, and then you get to use 1 3 Musketeers trait option from among them without paying cost, during the rest of the top or bottom of the deck, and it has the turns when any of your 3 Musketeer traits Digimon would leave battle area other than by your effects. You're able to trash 1 option card from this Digimon's evolution sources so they don't leave. As, well, pure irony, we have Der Blitz, as, well, these 3 Musketeer options all have the effect to be able to place themselves at the bottom evolution of one of your 3 Musketeers Digimon. Well, continuing on pack opening itself. Pixie, Wonder Stomp, Funk, Tsukai, Windslicer, Tricera, Summon Frost, and then the new deck, well, new egg for the bird deck being Fluffymon. And then this really nice art of the Nature Spirits Otamamon. And then we end up picking the new Paildramon for the Bluecomon line. Then our first rare of this pack being the new EX7 Nidhoggmon. Having the ability to trash, if you have 4 or fewer cards in hand, play this card from trash, with the play cost reduced by 4. Is a blocker body, and on deletes gets to play level 5 lower Digimon with Dark Dragon and Evil Dragon trait from trash with paying cost. And to follow that up, we end up paying another SR hit, the form of the new Volcanic Dramon, who's on play when attacking, deletes one opposing Digimon with lowest DP. When Digivolving, your opponent can't play or move Digimon with 6000 DP or less until the end of their turn. And then having the all turns when this Digimon would leave the battle area, other than by your own effects, you get to play out one Digimon with Machine Dragon or Sky Dragon trait from hand without paying cost, allowing you to pretty much play out its counterpart for free. Then, continuing on from there, Gigadra, Orochi, Tank, Demi-Meramon, Jaga, Lavorvo, Ice Scatter Mode, new Shogun Gekomon, and then for the, continuing on with the Itmon, Dark Dragon line, being Loudmon. Continuing on, Hurricane Screwshot, and we end up paying our first rare in this being the Eldoradimon for Nature Spirits, as well. This ends up being one of the component Digimon for the main boss monster of the deck, Tulakmon. Well, with Eldoradimon being able to Digivolve for 4 off of a level 5 black, generically, or Digivolves for 3 off of a Nature Spirits, and is a blocker body, and on play gets to top deck 4, and then play up to 7 play costs worth of Nature Spirits Digimon among them, paying cost, and then bot deck anything else. And then at the end of your turn, you're able to to your Digimon Digivolve into a Nature Spirit trait Digimon, playing into Tulakmon's evolution. And well, following that is one of the more sought after cards from the set, being the new Shoto Kazuma, as well. Like the Arisa Tamer that comes from the set, is also another passive memory gain tamer, but has the end of turn, being able to suspend him down, to then grant Piercing and Blocker to one of your Digimon, as its more generic use. But used in Vortex Warriors, you get to unsuspend one of your Digimon to play into, well, the Vortex keyword. Continuing on, Megadra, Sorcerer, Monochrome, Torto, Jazard, Star, Stellago, a new Yamon for the new Itmon line, and the new Lavogaritamon for Dragon Links, new Nature Spirits Gatsumon, then Irisa Kinosaki again, and look at that. We end up hitting another SR hit in the form of the new Hexablaumon. Well, going over it now. This new Hexablow gets to Digivolve for 4 off of a level 5 blue generically. Well, as its only evolution, really. And is a Sec +1 body, and carries around the deck's new keyword of Iceclad. With this new keyword, allowing battles to be through a comparison of evolution sources. And this is barring, obviously, security Digimon. Well, further going into it, it has the 1 Digivolving to trash any 4 evolution cards under your opponent's Digimon. Then if your opponent has no Digimon with with sources to hit, you get to bot deck a Tamer instead. And then has the opponent's turn to make it so that none of your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer sources as this card can suspend, pretty much locking out the opponent from attacking with anything that barely has any sources to go for a game. Well, continuing on. Hyari, Summon Frost, Tsukai, Windslicer, Megadra, Spunk, Sorcerer, and the new Kyaromon, and then the new Nature Spirits Geckomon, and then the Black Toy Agumon. And, well, going into first rare, we end up hitting the new Lady Devimon X. Being able to digivolve for 3 off of a level 4 purple generically. And then alternatively 0 off of Lady Digimon names. And it has the on-play 1 digivolving. Till the end of your opponent's turn, give one of their Digimon an attack, delete this Digimon. And then if Lady Devi or X antibodies are in this Digimon sources, you get to play a 1 volley and Zerdurken. 1 volley and Zerdruken token, which counts as a level 4 Digimon, purple with 5000 DP and blocker and retail. With this new Lady Devi granting any source of granting the stack on the opponent's turn, once returned, whenever your opponent's Digimon are deleted, you get to play out a level 4 lower purple Digimon from trash without paying cost. And would you look at that? Continuing down with the purple line, we end up hitting the new SR Bellastarmon Ace from the set, who digivolves for 3 costs off of a purple level 5 generically, or for 3 costs over a level 5 with 3 Musketeers in text. It is an Ace Digimon, so she's able to Blast Digivolve over any of the conditions, and has the on-play 1 Digivolve. You get to return 1 option card from your trash to hand. Then you get to use the 3 Musketeers trait option from hand with a paying cost. And has the 1 attacking. By trashing 1 option card from this Digimon sources, you may use 1 3 Musketeers trash option trait option from hand without paying cost. Pretty much allowing the deck to sling the 3 Musketeer options for pretty much relatively lower cost than they should be, as you cheat them out. Well, continuing on. Tank, Wonder Stomp, Rochi, Pixie, Ice Scatter Mode, Gigadraw, Tricera, Capri, Shushu, Shogun Gecko, Lady Devi X, and then Jaza again. Continuing on. Jaga, Lavorvo, Demimero, Snowagu, Hyari, Torto, Star, Jezerich, Chaos Triangle, Gyaro, and we end up hitting the new Balukomon from the set, who's on playing, allows you to top deck 3 and add 1 Paledramon or Hexablaumon name from, and then additionally 1 Ice Snow trait, and then bottom decking the rest. And then has the ability on grants the inheritable of, when attacking, trash the top evolution off of one of your opponent's Digimon. And following that, we end up hitting Yuki, who is the main character for the Liberator novel. And, well, like the other Liberator tamers here, Yuki is a passive memory gain tamer, and has the main effect: if you have 4 or fewer cards in hand by suspending this tamer, one of your Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon with Dark Dragon or Evil Dragon trait from trash. And on to the last 3 packs on the right. Monochrome, Jazard, Ice Scatter Mode, Orochi, Sorcerer, Summer Frost, Lavorvo, Toyagu, Gale, Paledra, Needhog, and Arisa Kinosaki again. Oh, continuing on. Pixie, Jaga, Wonder Stomp, Summon Frost, Snowagu, and I just spoiled something. That's another feature of this set. Wind Slicer, and then we end up hitting a foil version of Hurricane Screw Shot. With these foil cards being if I recall correctly, you get 1 or 2 from each box. With one of these hits being Hurricane Screw Shot as a foil. And ironically enough, following that is a regular version of Hurricane Screw Shot. And then, continuing on, we get Fluffymon, Black Gato, 7th Fascination, and would you look at that? We end up paying for our first alternate art from the set being an alternate art for Hexablaumon. With this being quite the lovely look that Hexablow now gets. Well, since it's an alternate, of course I will have to sleeve this one up. And well, on to the final pack from the right. Tink, Demimero, Jaga, Lavorvo, Ice Scatter Mode, Megadra, Sorcerer, Gyaro, Toyagu, Gale, Shoto Kazuma, and then Needhog again. Oh, starting off to our left now. Star, Dorto, Yari, Charizard, Snowagu, Monochrome, Demimera, Toyaku, Lavagarita, Otamamon, and we end up hitting the new Sparrowmon from the set, who ends up being support for, the Three Musketeers, as being able to, as the rookie of the deck, being able to, start main, place a option of Three Musketeers option from Hand or Trash as its own evolution source, and draw 1, while granting the stack the inheritable over Utal. Then from there, we end up finally hitting a copy of the new Vorvomon, who ends up being the searcher for Dragon Links, being able to top deck 3, to add 1 Rock Dragon, Earth Dragon, Machine Dragon, or Sky Dragon trait, as well as 1 Hina Kurihara, and then bot attacking the results, and grants the inheritable of your turn to this Digimon. The stack gets plus 2000 DP. Then, continuing on, Demimera, Jaga, Sukai, Wind Slicer, Gigadra, Pixie, Tink, Deer Blitz, Toyagu, Yaman, and we end up hitting a new hit, being the new Grand Galemon from the set. Being able to Digivolve off for 3 off of level 4 green, generically, and is a Vortex value, carrying the new keyword Vortex, which at the end of your turn, this Digimon may attack an opposing Digimon. With this effect, it can attack the turn it is played. Though, given that Vortex's ruling, this does still fit in with the normal ruling, as the attack target does have to still be a suspended Digimon. Well, going over the effects, when Digivolving, you may suspend 1 Digimon, and if this Digimon is suspended one of your own, this Digimon becomes unaffected by effects of your opponent's Digimon until the end of their turn, and then grants the inheritable. When this Digimon attacks your opponent's Digimon, this Digimon may unsuspend. And following that, another copy of 7th Fascination. Well, continuing on from there. Punk, Megadra, Wonder Stomp, Tricera, Torto, Yari, Snowagu, Otama, Loud, Lavogarita, and we end up hitting the new, Liberator Imon. Being able to, during your turn when this Digimon would evolve, being able to evolve into a Dark Dragon or Evil Dragon, you get to reduce evolution cost by 1, and then grants a plus 2000 DP inheritable. And then following that, we end up paying a new Chapermon from the set, who digitals for 3 off of a level 4 yellow generically, and has the new Overclock trait that's seen for puppets, being Overclock puppet trait, with Overclock allowing the Digimon to attack at the end of your turn by dealing one of your own tokens or other puppet trait Digimon, and it's able to attack while it also is already suspended. And well, Chapermon has 1 Digivolving, allowing you to play 1 level 3 Digimon with the puppet trait from hand without paying cost, while granting an inheritable that allows when this Digimon would leave the battle area other than by one of your own effects, you also get to delete one of your own tokens or puppet trait Digimon to prevent that deletion. Well, and that's it for that one. Going into the next pack. Jazzard, Star, Monochrome, Windslicer, Wonder Stomp, Punk, Sorcerer, Gecko, Gatsu, Gapuri, Sparrowmon, and then Pteromon again. And continuing on. Tink, Ice Scatter Mode, Megadraw, Sukai, Jaga, Orochi, Demimera, Shushu, Lava Garito, Hurricane Screwshot, and then going into more Three Musketeer support, being the new Deputymon, who's on, well, digitals for 2 off of level 3 red generically, or 2 off of level 3 Musketeers, 3 Musketeers in text. Excuse me. Well, it has a 1 evolving and 1 digivolving. Once returned, you get to trash any 1 option card from 1 Digimon's evolution source, pretty much allowing this to snipe out X Anyway and X Anyway Pro form as pretty much the only real case, or obviously for the mirror match to also snipe out those sources. And during your turn, this Digimon also has the 3 Musketeers trait, and grants inheritable of plus 2000 DP. And then from there, we also end up picking a new card in the form of the new Crisp Pilgermon from this deck. From this set, I mean. Being an Ice Clad body, has the 1 Digivolve to trash any 2 Digivolution cards from under one of your opponent's Digimon. Then if your opponent has no Digimon with evolution sources, this Digimon gets to unsuspend. And, well, it also grants the inheritable of, while your opponent has no Digimon with evolution sources, this deck gains, this Digimon with Ice Snow trait gains Piercing and Sec +1. And, going on from there, Gigadrome, Summon Frost, Tricera, Lavorvo, Pixie, Star, Torto, Black Gato, Shogun Gecko, Fluffy, Shumon, and we end up hitting another SR hit, in this form being the new Saber Leomon for Nature Spirits. Being able to, well, Saber Leomon Ace to be exact. With this being able to Digivolve for 4 off of a green or yellow level 5 generically, or alternatively, from a level 5 with Nature Spirits, or Leomon in name, for a cost of 3. With this being an Ace Digimon, gets to last Digivolve, as long as the evolution conditions are met, and then has the on-play 1 Digivolving to suspend down to, well, not really suspend down, but be able to hit 2 of your opponent's suspended Digimon with minus 8000 DP to the end of turn, and then 1 Digivolving when attacking, suspend down 1 opposing Digimon Then if there are no unsuspended Digimon, this Digimon gets to unsuspend. With this being the, well, partner to Eldoradomon to make Ticklockmon. Continuing on, as we have 2 alternate arts slots still left to hit. Well, Yarimon, Jazard, Snowagu, Monochrome, Demimera, Pixie, Lavorvo, Paildra, Loud, Toyagu, Shumon, and Vorvomon. Down to our last 5. Let's see what we get. Punk, Orochi, Tank, Sorcerer, Megadra, Gigadra, Wonderstomp, Gerblitz, Karo, Gecko, Eldradi, and then Lady Diviex. Oh, on to the last 4. Lavorvo, Punk, Yari, Jazard, Star, yep, and we end up paying the other foil common. Monochrome, and then the foil Demimero with a little bit of pack damaging. Gatsu, Otama, Chaos Triangle, Crisp Ildra, and we end up paying our, well, second alternate art in the form of an alternate art Yundramon. Pretty much popping off as he shoots down the opponent. And, well, getting foil for that as well. Now down to the one last alternate art hit, as well as the possibility of hitting a secret rare, as that also is separate from that chance rare, well, chance slot. Well, continuing on, Ice Scatter Mode, Jaga, Wind Slicer, Summon Frost, Sukai, Tricera, Yari, Gale, Ya, Toyagu, Intmon, and, well, we end up hitting the box art of the deck, well, of the set, being the new Zavagamon. As well, Zavagamon has Sec +1, has Vortex, it has the 1 Digivolving and 1 attacking to suspend 1 Digimon, and then if an effect suspends one of your Digimon, you get to return 1 opposing Digimon to bot deck. With this being, well, the current ace, well, the current key card of Vortex Warrior / Birds. Well, continuing on to our polls, with that 1 alternate art slot still available. That's continuing on. Monochrome, Jazard, Snowagu, Star, Torto, Pixie, Wonderstomp, Jazarich, Capri, Shushu, Yuki, and Jazamon. You know, on to our last pack, which is likely to contain the last alt art slot. Punk, Sukai, Wind Slicer, Tricera, Summon Frost, Gigadra, Rochi, Ya, Tama, Gatsu, Yuki, and, well, and we end up hitting that famed lineup as we end up hitting the, well, an alternate art of the secret rare of this set. With that being the Balastar X for this set. Well, going over now, being able to Digivolve for 4 off of a level 5 purple generically, or alternatively, Digivolve for 1 off of a level 6 with 3 Musketeers trait, without the X antibody trait for a cost of 1. And when Digivolving, you may use one option with the 3 Musketeers trait text without paying cost from hand, and then when Digivolving when attacking, Trash 2 cards with 3 Musketeers traits from the Digimon sources. Delete 1 opposing Digimon with the highest level, and then trash the top security. That, we end up ending this box out with a, well, quite literally, a bang. Well, let's leave this beauty up. That's it for the first box. Let me clean up as we move on to the next one. And now on to box 2. Well, let's see if we could actually top our mid-high roll of a box from box 1. Going into it now. Yep. Putting it in showcase mode. Well, going over the token, might as well open up the token one for this one now to showcase it off. As this box topper gives you 2 tokens to work to customize to your liking for any to be acting as one of the token cards that you get to spawn in the game. Well, opening up the box topper now. This box topper end up being, if I could actually get it to open fully. And would you look at that? Being Digimon Liberator, named out, which ends up being the tournament promo. Well, going over it since it's a new card. While you have a Digimon with Tamer or Tamer with Liberator trait, you may ignore color conditions. Has an effect to top deck 3, add 1 Digimon, well, add 1 Liberator trait among them to hand, returning the rest to bot deck. Then allows you to play 1 card with Liberator trait, and a play cost of 3 or less from hand with paying cost. Which ends up being a pseudo watered down version of the other secret rare from this set. And well, since it's a box topper, I will also be sleeving this up, given that's also a unique foil. Well, running the packs out of the box now. And we'll be running this slightly faster and at a different pace. Well, different run. Starting from the left this time. Pixie, Jaga, Orochi, Demira, Megadra, Lavorvo, and we end up paying a foil Snowagu. Gale, Paledra, Hurricane Screwshot, Eldradi, and, well, we end up paying a new card in the form of the new high-end for the new Digimon line, the form of Heavy Metal Dramon. Being able to Digivolve for 5 off of a purple or red generically, level 5 generically. Alternatively, for level 4, for a cost of 4 off of level 5, that's a Dark Dragon or Evil Dragon trait. Has 1 Digivolving to trash 2 cards from hand, to then delete 1 opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP than itself. Then at the end of your turn, allows you to play an Evil, Dark Dragon, or Evil Dragon trait, and is a play cost of 8 or less from trash without paying cost. Though for each card in your hand, you remove 1 from this effect's play cost maximum. This ends up being the key card of the new Impmon strategy, albeit the deck is actually one of the more jankier decks out there, given that you end up needing to sit at the magic number of 4 cards in hand to maximize effects. Well, continuing on from there. Tricero, yep. Summon Frost, Tsukai, Wind Slicer, Yari, Monochrome, Jazard, Fluffy, Black Gato, Derblitz, Lady VX, and Jaza again. Going on. Snowagu, Star, Dorto, Understomp, Pixie, Punk, Sukai, Toyagu Red, Toyagu, Ya, Otama, Sparrow, and we end up hitting Bellstar Ace again. Going on. Tricera, Wind Slicer, Summon Frost, Jaga, Orochi, Gigadra, Mira, Loud, Lavagarita, Gecko, Blucomon again, and then Yuki again. Continuing on up. Tink, Vorval, Ice Scatter, Megadron, Sorcerer, Monochrome, Torto, Gatsu, Furry, Shushu, Eathog, and then Orisa again. Going on. Charizard, Star, Snowagu, Yari, Summon Frost, Sukai, Tricera, Lavagarita, Hurricane Screwshot, Black Auto, Grand Gale, and 7th Fascination. On. Megadra, Punk, Sorcerer, Gigadra, Pixie, Orochi, Understomp, Shogun Gecko, Fluffy, Paildra, Hitmon, and then Chaperomon again. Going on. Let me change out speaker and phone. Now continuing on. Ice Scatter, Jaga, Wind Slicer, Tink, Borvo, Mero, Snowagu, Loud, Toyagu, Derblitz, Sparrow, and then Pateromon again. Going on from there. Yari, Torto, Star, Monochrome, Charizard, Ice Scatter, Rochi, Garo, Gecko, Katsu, Deputy, and we end up hitting the, first Ultra Rare of this box, being an alt art of Saber Leo X. And as expected, pulling this up. And continuing on. Sorcerer, Summon Frost, Lavorvo, Dagamera, Tink, Sukai, Chisera, Otama, Chaos Triangle, Gale, Deputy, and Chris Pale. Draw. Again. And down to the last two from the left. Jaga, Wonderstomp, Gigadra, Punk, Negadra, Pixie, Wind Slicer, Ya, Toyagu, Jezreach, Shu, and Vorvomon. On to the last one from the left. Snowagu, Monochrome, Demimera, Wonderstomp, Borvo, Punk, Orochi, Shushu, Shogun Gecko, Jezreach, 7th Fascination, and then Shumon again. On to the right now. Gigadra, Sorcerer, Megadra, Jaga, Pixie, Ice Scatter mode, Tink, Chaos Triangle, Gyaro, Black Toyagu, Eldrazi, and then Shoto Kazuma. Oh, continuing on from there. Monochrome, Torto, Gizzard, excuse me, Storm, Snowagu, Yari, Summon Frost, Shogun Gecko, Fluffy, Loud, Grand Gale, and then Deputymon again. Oh, continuing on from there. Sukai, Wind Slicer, Megadraw, Punk, Zorcerer, Tink, Wonder Stomp, Dribblitz, Hurricane Screwshot, back-to-back 3 Musketeers, Peldra, Luco, and we end up hitting the next set, SR from the set, being the new Magnet Kidmon. Digivolve for 4 off of level 5 Red generically, or 4 off of a level 5 3 Musketeers in text. Has the on-play 1 Digivolve to use in 3 Musketeers trait option from hand without paying cost, and then draw cards on the top of your deck until you have 6 in hand. And then at the end of your turn, trash 1 card from this 1 option card from the own sources. And then one of your 3 Musketeer trait Digimon gains Sec +1 for the turn. And well, and we're back. Apologies for the cut as camera, say wanted to die on me. Continuing back onto the opening itself. Orochi, Pixie, Ice Scatter, Gigadrum, Tricera, Jaga, Lavorvo, Toyagu, Jezerich, Lavagorita, Bluco, and then Impmon. Moving on. Demimera, Snowagu, Yari, Torto, Star, Monochrome, Gizzard, Chaos Triangle, Gecko, Black Gato, Chapero, and then Chris Paildra. Paildra, I mean. Yeah. Going on. Eyes of Scattered, Orochi, Sorcerer, Summon Frost, Lavorvo, Demira, Jaga, Capri, Shushu, Gale, Shoto, and we end up hitting another SR hit in the form of the new Metallicdramon, who gets the Digivolve for 5 off of a black or red generically, and has the on-play 1 Digivolve, dish out Digivolve 4 on 1 opposing Digimon. Then on evolve, know your opposing Digimon that's level 4 or lower can Digivolve until the end of their turn. Similar effect to Volcanicdramon and what stops. And as the all turns to pretty much just bring out the Volcanicdramon line if it were to ever leave the Bell area. Well, think good time is down to Lex 6 to actually discuss the decks from the set. As well, starting off the discussion would be Vortex Warriors as the main frontlaner, which ends up being a very mid-rangey, control-centric, control and aggro-centric deck, given that its main focus is playing around the Vortex keyword. And then many ways you could play around with the ability to, end up turn with a pseudo rush, pseudo blitz / rush effect. We end up hitting Grand Grill, and for another hit, being the main card of the puppet deck, being Centralmon. And going over her now, Digivolves for 4 off of a level 5 yellow generically, Overclock Puppets again, and has the Star main and 1 Digivolving to play out 1 familiar token. That's a 3000 DP yellow Digimon with the on delete to hit one of your opposing Digimon with minus 3000 DP for the turn. And then on attack, one of your opponent's Digimon gets hit with minus 6000 DP. With Cinderella end up being, ironically enough, well, as the name suggests, being based on Cinderella. And well, given that ends up being our tangent into the next deck of choice, that ends up being Puppets, as it ends up being very aggressive as you swarm the board and make use of Overclock to, well, get another attack in as well. Well, going over the pack now. Since, and on that note, as a side tangent, so there are also some other cards that get slot in that are incidentally in there because of it being Puppet Trait. One being Sistermon Blanc, who, well, the many Sistermon Blancs who are the Puppet Trait. So they fit right well in to be, well, Overclock fodder, as well as granting their on-play. And following that, and would you look at that, we end up getting the full set, as I end up pulling the second, well, the aforementioned second secret rare of the set. That being the, well, very Liberator-centric Vortex Resonance option. Well, slimming it up first. Oh, going over it now. This option is cost 3, and then if you have a Digimon Tamer Liberator trait, you get to play this ignoring color requirements. Well, it has the main effect, top deck 3, to add 1 Liberator trait among them, turning the rest to bot deck. Then it allows you to digivolve one of your Digimon into a Digimon card at a reduced cost of 4. Also having the security effect to allow you to play 1 Liberator trait card that's cost 4 or less from hand or trash, paying cost, and then it adds itself to hand. And well, continuing on, as that ends up being our second alt art hit. Let's see if we could get a better... See if we end up high rolling it now. Nope, going on to our next tangent would be, well, Nature Spirits. Given that this deck is given that the deck itself is a DNA focused deck, focusing on bringing up its boss monster of Tilakmon, which is an Aztec inspired Digimon. And well, going from there, we end up being our last alternate art slot of the deck, well, of the set, being an alternate art Bellstormon Ace, which looks very beautiful. As always, sleeving it up now. On to the last 3. And I'll to then end up opening up the next deck to talk about from the set, being 3 Musketeers, with the main idea pretty much just being the idea of just being able to sling out your 3 Musketeer options, while also making use of them as, well, ammunition for your Digimon's own effects, as you end up pretty much expending them out to get better effects. Then there, on to the last 2. As, well, going off of there, being Dragon Links. As, well, the deck itself pretty much focusing a lot around pretty much bring out both Voltaic Dramon and Metallic Dramon to control board and be overwhelming presences. Also having your opponent pretty much respect them in case you end up having its counterpart in hand to again further impede their strategy. Well, on to our last pack. And, well, might as well go over the last two decks that I have in mind. That being the Ice Snow deck, as it ends up being a very control-y deck as you, well, interrupt inheritables by getting rid of them, and then plying over bodies with Iceclad. You know, we end up paying the other foil of this set from this box being Fluffymon. Then, well, lastly of the decks to talk about would actually be Lilith X. As, well, EX6 Lilith gets to then be powered up by his X antibody variant. And, well, since, well, we end up hanging this off with the other SR that I did not just see in mind. But I might as well go over this now since it's now here. Well, the SR hit we end up getting being Telukmon for Nature Spirits. Being able to digivolve off of a level 6 yellow, green, or black generically, or for its DNA, being able to digivolve using a level 6 green or yellow, and a level 6 black or blue Digimon. And has the one digivolving to then play. You get to play out a play cost of 7 or lower worth of Nature Spirit trait Digimon from hand without paying cost. But if you DNA'd, instead you get to play up to 2 such cards with different colors from your hand without paying the cost. And then when digivolve when attacking, dishes out minus 7,000 DP to one opposing Digimon for each of your own Digimon. With luck pretty much just being the control aspect, being the overwhelming control boss monster for the deck. Well, going over my thought process on Lilith X, on that point of Lilith X earlier, being that you get to play around with the main aspect of Lilith X effect deletion on pretty much giving it to your opponent to then have it become their own effects, which capitalizes a lot when you think about the new Lilith X being able to further build upon EX6's Lilith's abilities. Well, that's it for the second box. Now on to the, overview.